Hi, today we're doing cauliflower coconut curry. Just the normal, everyday, boring, chopping onions. This one's pretty easy, cauliflower. And if you don't like cauliflower, well, you could, I suppose, do it with any vegetable. Carrots into it. You can add thing other than like the tomato and onion in it is the cauliflower, so I suppose you could put other vegetables in it if you want, but this is actually a vegetarian one. We haven't done anything vegetarian yet, I don't think. Can't remember. I want the onions a little bit finer than what we usually do it. Okay, that'll do. If you want it finer, you can do it finer. Grab it into our bowl, and if you hear me sniffing, it's not COVID, it's the onions getting to me. We've got to chop up finely. We'll get the core out of it. Okay, I might use the smaller knife for this. Coming on the side. I hope you missed us last week, but my cameraman slash producer slash director slash everything else assistant was ill, so sorry about it if you were looking forward to something different. I suppose you could do this mixture of broccoli and cauliflower, cube up some pumpkin and put in it. As with all of these recipes, I think I tell you most weeks, some of your basics. It's an inspiration to do whatever you want to do. You add what you want to add. You eat what you want to eat. Something that you like. But don't forget, always try different tastes, try different flavours. Taste it first. I used to always say to my kids, I don't care if you don't eat what I cook, as long as you taste it, and then you can honestly say, I don't like that. I've roughly chopped up the cauliflower. Now we just need to make it more into florets. So just about that size, just smallish florets. And once again, if you've got the kids hang around, get them doing it. They like to help. Can't say they get bored if they're helping you cook, and they're learning something for when they get older and leave home. Looks a lot, and as you get older, your taste buds change too. My daughter used to sneak her broccoli when they thought I wasn't watching onto her father's plate, and he would eat it for her. She now loves broccoli. Grab my bowl for the tomato, and she is now bringing her child up with the same suggestions. Taste it before you say you don't like it. Okay, there's one thing that we've got to do in this. With the cashews that we have soaked for about 20 minutes or so in water, then you drain them off. We're going to make a paste. Now, for those that don't know, this is a mortar and pestle. You tip them into here with a bit of salt and you just pound them like that, and fantastic. You can pick them up at a cheap shop or even a second-hand shop, the salvos. If you don't have one of those, another way of doing it is put your cashews in just a bowl like that. You're better off if it is rounded on the inside, and you can use a salt or a pepper shaker, like the base of it, and you grind them like this. Just put them in and you grind just with a bit of salt, because the salt as a breaking agent and helps to break them down. And there, it does work. For a lot of years I did it this method. I love my mortar and pestle, so I'm going to use that. So the salt's actually going to go in with this. Because you've soaked them in the water, these are raw cashews. You really do need to get raw cashews, and it doesn't take long. Okay, that's it. So if you have a look in there's your paste. So that took no time at all. Scrape it out. This actually adds as a thickener to your curry instead of using things like corn flour and etc. Just a hint, don't ever put your mortar and pestle in the dishwasher, it will dry them out. Rightio, so now just add a bit of the oil, nice hot pan, cauliflower, and just a pinch of your turmeric. Might have to add a little bit more oil, and as you get older your taste buds change too. My daughter used to sneak her broccoli when they thought I wasn't watching onto her father's plate, and he would eat it for her. She now loves broccoli, and she is now bringing her child up with the same suggestions. Taste it before you say you don't like it. Just keep an eye that it doesn't start to catch in any one spot, moving it around close. You could have done with a bigger pan. You've got more area for the cauliflower to be in contact with the heat. So you can see now, you can see where a lot of it is getting those brownie spots. Okay, so when it gets to this stage, take it off the heat and put it in a bowl so that you can continue the next steps. that aside. Some more oil, not too much, because otherwise it will make your dish a bit too oily. And your onion goes in, stirring around. Keep it moving so it doesn't catch. You can see it's starting to go translucent now. These sort of dishes are things that you can't put in the pan and walk away. You really do need to watch them. You need to care for them. Do the stirring. Good exercise. I think it's really therapeutic. So now we're going to add the garlic ginger paste. You can buy this in most, like your Asian shops and your Indian spice markets and that. And oh my goodness, the aroma, delicious. Okay, that's pretty good. You go by the smell. Like once the smell of raw ginger and raw garlic goes into it and it all becomes like fragrant. Chopped tomato goes in. Somebody asked me, could you use canned tomatoes? I really don't know. Supposed to cook this until it's like the tomato is soft and mushy. And I think because canned tomatoes are already soft and mushy, you wouldn't get the same flavour, you wouldn't get the same texture. Because although the tomato's going to be mushy, I love that word, you know, it's still different. The flavours are always different when you use raw tomatoes in any recipes. It's all mushed down, but you can still see little bits of tomato. The colour is there and everything's come together. So now we add in the rest of the dry spice mixes. The rest of our turmeric, cumin, coriander and the chilli. People might not realise this, but when something says a certain sort of chilli, really try to use what it says. Like in this recipe it says Kashmiri. You will know the difference. Every chilli is different. It's different degrees of heat, the colour. As you can see, how vibrant is that chilli powder? Its colour. So mix all that in together. And if it seems to be getting a little bit dry, add a few drops of water. Just get it in, mixing around in there. And look how red that is. Add a little bit more water, I think. Right, we're going to fry this off. Put it all in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. On the edges, you can sort of see the oils coming out of the spices. Okay, so now we're going to put the cauliflower back in. Mix it so that it's pretty well coated with the chili mix spices. Really mix it well so the cauli is covered with the spice mix. Otherwise, you're just going to get the flavour of cauliflower and not the spices. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Look at the colour. Right, now we're going to add garam masala. A few more drops of water. Now we need to cover this and just let it cook for about 5 minutes, not much more. Oh, that's funny. There we go. Okay, give it a stir. Now we're going to put in our cashew paste. Stir it well. This is what helps to thick. Right, so we've mixed that well. There's 400 ml in here. We only need 200, so I'm going to use half. Go. Easy. Coconut milk that's left over, you can freeze it for the next time that you need 200 ml. Just put it in a container, write on it how much is in there, the date you froze it. If you want more sauce for this, that's fine. Add more coconut milk or a bit more water or something like that. Now you need to bring this to the boil. Exactly, this is an Indian curry. I was inspired by the flavours of kitchen. Okay, so now we've got it to a nice easy boil. Got it down onto a low speed. Leave it to cook for about another 5 minutes until the cauliflower is actually cooked. So you're like, put the lid on. I'm going to prep the naan, put them on the grill, sprinkle them. Good enough. Do 1 minute each side. In the meantime, just have a look at our cauliflower. Nice. Okay, give them a flip. Give that one a flip. Flick it with water. There we go. Yeah, I do think by putting a bit extra coconut milk in it, it's giving it the more sauce, like for your rice and your naan bread to soak up. That's my personal opinion anyway. So, but you do it how you want to do it, the way you would like. We'll dish up